First of all, I don't believe in numbers.
Don't get fooled.
Grab a drink, because this is Hangover Time.
I don't even know where to start tonight.
Fucking go.
It is
Let's
a
go.
celebration like it may be the first round, but this was one of the greatest, if not the greatest performance I've ever seen from a Heat player. And this is a franchise that has had Alonzo Mourning, Hall of Famer, Shaquille O'Neal, one of the greatest to ever do it, Dwayne Wade, the person who built the stadium that this all happened in, LeBron James, arguably the greatest or the second greatest player of all time, and Jimmy Butler.
And I ain't never seen it.
Outdid everything that happened. I tweeted out the other day, Jimmy isn't Dwayne Wade. Dwayne dominated games with dazzling speed, maneuverability, and incredible shot making. He scores points in a way. Jimmy Butler, however, scores points in a way that feels defiant and violent. It's laborious and looks painful, but it's calculated. He's equal parts genius and a psychopath. One of one. What we witnessed tonight, I don't think that is a once-in-a-lifetime performance for a once-in-a-lifetime player. And we, as Heat fans, have been privileged to see not one, not two, not three, not four of them. Because this franchise is about titles, it's about banners, it's about parades and confetti. And they went against the number one seed, the best team in the NBA, with their superstar, the best player in the league. And they went at him, and he looked all there.
That's who? The best
and
who?
They came out of that building with a win. And the best player on the floor, there is no mistake. It was Jimmy Butler. Take me out, Brass. Welcome to Hangover Time. I'm your host tonight, Giancarlo Navas, and I have a full panel with me to celebrate what is one of the premier wins in Heat history. Listen, Brass, let's get right into it. Let's find out what everyone's drinking and everyone's player of the game. Let's not do player of the game. Let's just do, what was your favorite Jimmy moment from tonight? Listen, everybody, tonight, it's Henny out the bottle night for me. I got to celebrate Jimmy for that, man. Listen, my favorite Jimmy play, that steal that they got with the Jimmy breakaway dunk and Kevin Harlan, before the basket even goes in, he's like, Heat lead. That building, we have the best fucking fans in the world. We know how to have fun and we know how to party. Did you see how fucking rocking that building was? That was fucking incredible. That was my play of the game. That was my Jimmy Butler moment of the night. I'm drinking Henny out the bottle. Siobhan Beslow, what are you having tonight? And what was your favorite Jimmy Butler play of the night?
I don't even have anything to drink. Like I didn't even prepare a beverage. I was just locked in to the entirety of this game. My favorite Jimmy Butler moment from the night, I'm going to be greedy and take the whole first quarter, because he came in, he put his everything on the table and said, we're going to go as I go. And I know where I'm going. Whatever that last game was, where he not the last game in the Bucks series, but I think one of them Atlanta games, one of the playing games, where he was just getting to all of the right spots and just missing shit.
Mm-hmm.
Tonight, like you saw, just one of the most complete performances from everywhere on the floor, in every way, paced himself. Like, I'm gonna go with the whole first quarter. Jimmy Butler is incredible. Oh man, take me out. I'm done. Like
What a day. Hey, I wanna
it was
shout
so
out
pretty.
some subs real
It's so
quick.
efficient. He just had such an efficient game.
He was
Yes.
incredible. He was absolutely incredible. But you know who else is incredible? Our subscribers and our supporters. Shout out to Unexpected Teacher, resubscribed to Tier 1. Fake Steel Taylor, the homie, gave out 5 community gift subs. Leches Agenda Commissioner, he gave out 5 subs. Smoke It a
my God.
Bobo gave out 1 sub. Paradise FGC, that's another homie, gave out 5 community subs. And Cali, you subscribed for a month. Brass, can you hit him one time?
Gonna hit him one time with a drip drop.
We got the music going.
I
I
think I equaled Moose's drip drops for the year with that.
I was gonna say you're on a good run.
You're about to win
Yeah.
drip drop of the year.
Miss Tiffany
Holy
Meeks,
shit.
reality check master. What are you drinking tonight, and what was your Jimmy Butler play of the game?
My Jimmy Butler play of the game. I can't remember. I think it was either maybe the second quarter, where it's either Middleton or Drew guarding him, dribbles, comes back around, hunts a little bit, and I don't even understand how he contortioned his body and went from one hand to the other with the scoop and the layup, and just looked at him. Well, I know how he did it because he's strong as fuck. That's how he did it. Not drinking tonight. Got an early meeting, but high off these Jimmy Butler vibes.
The vibes are immaculate, as well as Daywalker242 giving a Tier 1 sub to the community. Love that. Christian Hernandez, my
Oh,
goat.
my God,
what are you
man.
drinking tonight? What was your Jimmy Butler play of the game?
I'll tell you what, this is the second night now that I've been enjoying that mezcal that you brought me, and it's fucking delicious, G, and I feel fantastic. But also because I just watched one of the greatest basketball games, I think, of my life. Honestly.
Yep.
Like, and 100% the best performance I've ever seen in my life. He was doing everything. Driving to the rim, hitting threes, like with intention, like you talked about, Gianni, going right at people, seeking contact all night long, defensively being a stone wall against anybody that tried to go against him. The amount of times that he flat out stuffed and rejected Giannis tonight, like, and just going up against guys that have the size and should have the physicality over him. But Jimmy is just a different breed. Like, he is quite literally built different. Like, I would love to understand the physics of how Jimmy Butler works, because he does things that don't seem possible. And tonight was his masterclass. This is film that should be shown to everybody going to basketball camp on day one, from start to finish, both sides of the court. I'm surprised I said this much because I'm almost speechless.
We're all in awe, Christian. We all, before the show started, Tiff, Brass, and I, we were like, we have no words to describe what this was. Brassjazz, what are you drinking tonight? And what was your Jimmy Butler play of the game?
So on a Jimmy game like this, I made a drink. It's a drink called Averna Jim Jam. So it's Amaro Averna, it's apricot brandy liqueur, and lemon juice. And it's simple. It's 3 ingredients. It's delicious, but not nearly as delicious as the absolute masterclass that we just got from Jimmy Butler. It's very difficult to even name a single thing that he did that was my favorite, because literally top to bottom, top to bottom, fucking name it. Did he get the first? I think, did I hear he got the first, like the most first quarter points scored by a Heat player in history? I mean, he broke his own personal record tonight. He broke the Heat record for playoffs. And again, as G said, we've had some amazing people on this team, amazing players on this team, and it doesn't matter. This is the player that people wrote off after the contract, and he's getting better with age. What the fuck? We should all be drinking wine that's as fucking sweet and ages as good as Jimmy Butler. It's absolutely crazy. But I will say, those back-to-back threes, I know they changed 1 to a 2. I disagree. That was a 3. But that house was absolutely, they were just rocking tonight, man. I mean, but the fact that he can do this with that kind of physicality, with that kind of efficiency, and keep such a level-headedness, and just he's so cool, calm, and collected, and just fucking vibing, man. This is the fucking one of the best basketball players I've ever seen in my fucking life. Take me out, G.
Wasn't prepared for that.
You caught it though. You caught it. You put it down.
Let me tell you something. Shout out to chat. This is our most watched episode ever. Over 1,000 people on via 5 Reasons and our Twitch page.
Go.
What a
Let's go.
night that we all share together as a community. You know that
My
we love our
God.
city, we love our fans, we love this community. So shout out to all you guys. Brian Goins, as my co-founder here, what are you drinking tonight, and what is your Jimmy Butler play of the game?
I'm drinking Milwaukee Bucks Tears. Also,
Let's
I
go,
have a little
baby!
Grey Goose. I got a little bit of Grey Goose.
Okay.
And some orange juice, Trop 50. Trying to save on
All
the
right.
calories right there. Hey, honestly, I think we're going a little light right now on the show. We should be a little bit more hyped up. I'm kind of surprised we didn't get a Gianni rant. I'm surprised we didn't see your nipples, G. Like, honestly, I kind of was
agree.
expecting more of that to start off the show.
Uh,
So I feel like I need to carry this team like
Uh-oh.
Jimmy Butler did.
Brian
Let's
Nipples
go.
incoming.
Let's
Uh-oh.
go. First of all, can we please just talk about one more time how Jimmy Butler is the best player on the fucking court in this entire series?
How one
The
more
fans are
time?
counting Jim VP. Hold on. What was that? Jim VP. And honestly, like they're just like not giving him the props that he deserves. Everybody on the timeline is now finally witnessing what we Heat fans have been seeing the last 3 seasons. This guy cannot be discounted in the fucking postseason. He just switches.
Yeah.
He just turns a switch, and I don't understand it. The physics, the anything about it just doesn't make any sense. But he does it in a way that's just like jaw-dropping to watch. And from the home crowds, him saying, "This is my shit." He's having like the fucking Dwayne Wade, "This is my house" moment on fucking the greatest stage in fucking TV history that you can have right now. Honestly, to me, he's my favorite player. I think that put him over Dwayne Wade. I think that put him over Dwayne Wade.
Wow.
Oh, man.
All right.
That definitely put him over LeBron James. LeBron James, fuck that guy. He left
yeah.
us.
Yeah.
Nobody fucking cares about him.
Oh,
I
come
tweeted
on.
out today,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
I said
Absolutely,
better than
absolutely.
LeBron James. I
Oh,
tweeted
yeah.
Yeah.
better than LeBron
But
yeah.
James.
Yeah.
But
I'm
the
sorry.
way that Jimmy Butler brought this team back as an 8 seed, that defining performance of Miami Heat history, we
Yes.
just witnessed tonight.
Man.
Where's
Yes.
the Moments t-shirt?
I don't want to
Where's
hear
the
it
Moments
anymore.
t-shirt?
Buy your Heat in 5 shirts, by the way.
Yeah, Brian.
There you go.
That shit.
Love it.
Push that. Yes, Brian. Oh
Guys,
my goodness.
At
We're not even
shop.miamiheatbeat.com.
Nobody's
Twitter
dropping
link will
out.
be up after the show. We'll put it in the description on YouTube if you're watching on YouTube. And
Oh my god.
we're not doing X's and O's today. You know, the podcast is tomorrow. We can talk about all the fun little things that he did right and wrong. Today's a celebration. We're being hyped. Shout out to Casey Wallach for the Prime sub. She's pretty OG as a show listener. We love to see you. We love all you guys in chat. Chat is popping. I hear people saying they were crying. Other people, Mike Ryan, you're dead in this town. Hell yeah, brother! Ryan Cortez. Brassjazz, could you send Ryan Cortez a link, please? Can
I
you-
did.
can you-
I already did. He's driving.
Okay,
Oh.
right. Well, maybe we get Ryan
Pull
Cortez
over,
later. We
Cortez.
need the commissioner of.
We
Heat
had Izzy as a
propaganda.
guest on this show, and he drove like almost the whole time.
Yes,
I
That's
would have Sedano on, but honestly, he's a coward.
oh, total
Bucks
coward.
on,
Why
no
is he a
Sedano.
coward, Brian? Tell people why he's
He
a
picked the
coward.
Bucks to win on Around the Horn. I was watching ESPN today, and yeah, he
Today?
picked the Bucks to win
Today?
today
Man, oh man.
on Jimmy Butler Day for all you bitches out there.
Let me tell you, man. Let's talk about some of the other guys that did stuff because I think 2 guys in particular. Which I mean, Jimmy won them the game single-handedly,
Yep.
but I think 2 guys helped flip the defense, which let Jimmy be Jimmy on offense. Shout out to Caleb Martin and Kyle Lowry. Kyle had a rough first
They
half.
were huge. In
Turned
the
it
fourth
around
quarter.
defensively in the second half. Caleb Martin has been awesome this whole
Bloodshot.
series.
So good.
Absolute
Yeah.
tip.
Yep.
I mean, we were texting when those guys came
Yes.
in the game. The turnovers, the pressure on defense, the
Yep.
uppity that they had, they weren't scared. A lot of guys were a
No.
little shaky. They came in. Caleb Martin, first guy on the floor for every loose ball on either team.
Yep.
He was playing
Yep.
it like a game 7. Kyle came in with veteran prowess. Tiff, what do you have to say about those 2 guys that allowed Jimmy to have this performance?
Man, I mean, gee, you just said it. Like they did everything on defense, and you know what it is? They guarded up, they guarded down, they did whatever. That's the thing I keep saying to people: don't worry about who's on the court. Worry about what they're doing. And these guys did everything they needed to do to swing the momentum. They did, and it allowed Jimmy to just. sometimes that's what you need. No, Jimmy didn't per se win it by himself because people were chipping in, but to even get to that point, you needed some guys who are going to be stellar on defense. And we keep talking about the Heat scoring 120, whatever points. It doesn't matter. You got to get key stops. And they oh God, they got.
Chad's making fun of my too tight shirt. Listen, this was a playoff run ago. Stuff has changed around these parts.
It's white hot, baby.
Yeah, it's white hot, baby. Siobhan,
Oh man.
Siobhan, let's talk about the effort that those guys brought, because really I think the Jimmy Bam Caleb tandem has been really good defensively, but I just think like the turnovers allowed Jimmy to kind of get in a rhythm, get the matchups he wanted. They were able to pick up the pace, and really they were not getting any stops until those guys ramped it up and everything clicked. I saw so many people on the timelines like, if we could put 5 minutes of defense together, we win this game. And that's exactly what happened.
That's exactly what they did.
Yeah, Caleb comes in and he gives you, like you said, your live body, your springiness. He gives you some athleticism. He's making great reads. He's making great digs. He's closing out composed, like he's closing out athletically, but under control and not like overshooting. He's getting into people's space without fouling, like by being like agile, and you just don't have enough of that on this team across the board, just kind of like period. And so when it comes in, it is an immediate move. It's an immediate move booster. It's an immediate like lift up. And Kyle, yeah, like coming in and a lot of the playing up today, a lot of the just being solid and being a vet and being wise, knowing when Drew is about to get into his up and that swipe down, knowing, the little things like that, and still being grifty offensively without getting those like you're walking in the defender's path, like keeping guys on his back, able to kind of take what they were giving him in that drop. I said before, like they were running a lot of like nice stuff for Gabe, and I'm not here to talk about him, but he did a lot of shot missing, and they started to get those looks for Kyle and someone who, having been here and better able at what to expect, kind of what to anticipate, and it was like you said, immediate. It was felt, it was tangible, it was very real, and they did a good job together not letting it slip. Like they could have had like a little burst of a pop and then like let the rope go. And the last thing I'll say in this block with regards to like supporting Jimmy, they were able to, sometimes I think we look like help looks like, helping the guy dig a hole. Like if we're all in holes, like looks like helping Jimmy dig the hole. Whereas sometimes it really is just like pass him the shovel, like keep the tools flowing for him, help keep him refreshed, tell him where and where not to dig, like be on the lookout, like have his support him while he is carrying the load that he is, and do it timely and do it in spots. And I thought they did a good job bringing it all home at the end.
I don't know if you, let me just say something.
Go ahead.
I don't know if you commented on this or not, but Caleb has to be the best closeout person on this team.
Yeah.
If you watch him, he and sometimes he doesn't go with two arms. He'll extend one hand, and I notice he makes sure there is room between his body and the shooter's body.
And that sounds like small, but it's not. And the difference in what two hands swinging up does to you, momentum, balance wise, a difference with one hand, stuff like that. And last thing, you were talking about all that, like the way that Jimmy plays earlier. Tiff, that's what we talk about all the time. We talk about playing with force. Like, he plays in a way that you feel him, and it looks like it's laborious, and it probably is, but like, I don't know. It was nice. And shout out to Kyle.
It's absolutely insane to me that Giannis put up a stat line of 26, 10, and 13and tonight.
And they were bragging.
And
he got his
didn't really matter.
Double.
And so it's not like, and Lopez went off too. It's not like, Giannis, listen, he's coming back from an injury. Giannis played well tonight.
He was there. Brass,
he was there.
Lopez had 36 and 11.
Insane.
The most forgotten almost 40-point game I've ever seen in my life. And
yeah, you definitely survived his game.
You survived his game. Christian, let's go through Jimmy's stats. Let's put this into some context.
I mean,
For-
that's literally what I've been sitting here doing for the last 5 minutes.
40 minutes.
So, super quick things I've already discovered. Nobody in NBA playoff history has ever scored 56 points or more while shooting 28 field goal attempts or less. So Jimmy Butler set history tonight. There are only 3 players in NBA playoff history who have scored more points in a game than Jimmy did tonight, and that was Michael Jordan with 63 in 1986, Elgin Baylor with 61 in 1962, and Donovan Mitchell in the bubble when he scored 57. So, yeah. Let's see what else. I mean, for me, honestly, the most amazing stat of the night, by far, 1 turnover.
Incredible.
That's incredible.
Turnover in 41 minutes.
That's incredible.
Slam the ball on the court, run right at somebody, and just score in the most physical way possible. Like, I need to watch that game like 3 more times to like properly consume it. But
guys,
absolutely ridiculous. And the
I
fact
can't
that
wait for G's breakdown tomorrow. That's gonna be fun.
Oh my
guys.
god.
Oh, I can't.
Yeah, and that's a good point. I did zero personal fouls.
0 fouls is fucking crazy because he guarded everyone on the floor.
Yes.
From Drew to Middleton to Giannis to Brook on emergency switches.
Yeah.
That is, and he wasn't like playing conservative.
No.
Yeah. He was in guys. He was at people.
I legitimately can't remember a game where I felt I was like as emotional as like G watching an anime. I was like literally tears in my eyes.
Yeah.
Like I didn't even know. I was like shaking. Like I couldn't even believe what I just witnessed. Just pure dominance, man. God, fuck it. I love Jimmy, man.
Yo, shout out to Senpai Notes and Chad who just gave out 6 tier 1 community subs. And it's Senpai Notes' birthday today. That's my homie. He's a Heat fan.
Happy birthday.
Happy
birthday.
birthday. Happy
What
birthday.
a beautiful birthday.
What a beautiful
what a
birthday gift.
Yes.
First Duncan,
Here.
now yours. Damn.
Let's go, baby. Yeah, first Duncan, then
What a
yours.
week.
Jimmy
Christian,
Butler
can you
scored-
turn a light on? I'm uncomfortable.
Yeah, Christian. Or open. Yeah. Keep.
Yeah.
Yeah. You
Oh,
can-
sorry.
leave a
yeah.
window open
If I
because-
keep it to a dark
Illuminated.
tab,
It looks
yeah,
like
because
a hostage
the
situation.
screen giving me I'll keep
We've been
it-
working on that.
Guys, Jimmy Butler had 56 points tonight. The rest of the Heat had 63. That's crazy. He accounted in a game against the league's best defense. I would like to add that. It was the league's best defense, and they had no answer. He shredded them. And I've never seen a player shred a drop the way that Jimmy has.
I was just he has the perfect package for this type of it's so
Without a
it's
three,
so
and he hit some threes.
handcrafted. And
Yes.
he hit some threes. He just doesn't shoot threes. If he wanted to, he would shoot them and shoot them well. He has the perfect package and the frame and the mentality to go at this type of a defense. And what allows him to get away with some of that shit defensively, to like be up in guys without fouling, is because he established how he was going to play offensively early on. You're going to call my fouls, and then I'm smart enough and aggressive enough to still dig in guys, and they won't be fouls.
He's just the fact that he eats space so efficiently,
Oh,
and when he gets caught, because like there were so many times tonight that
Love it.
Chat says this just
Love
said Vaughn
it.
loves Jimmy's package. We all do. We all do up in here.
I guys, I had some breaking news.
My wife would
What do we
have
got?
said.
What do we got?
I had some breaking news, guys. So I was talking to Casey because I've been seeing some of your comments in the chat. He has decided he wants to bring back this jersey.
Oh, shit.
I'm wearing
Oh,
He's bringing
here
back
we
the
go.
Jimmy
Wow,
jersey?
that's huge,
He's
man.
gonna bring it back. I don't know what time. Just stay tuned to @Casey_Bannerman on Twitter. I think Instagram too is the same IG handle, and also our Twitter handle @MIAHeatbeat.
That's the Jim
You'll
VP
find the
jersey.
link there. It might just be up for a few hours for a day. I don't know how long it'll be up, but for those of you who have been commenting on the chat saying you regret not buying it the first time around, I was nice enough to get him to do it one more time, just because Jimmy Butler had that historic performance.
Guys, do not miss out on this
Do not
because
miss
the
out.
photos are
Casey,
fantastic.
thank
go.
Jimmy Butler too.
They're like truly once in a lifetime. I mean, they're pieces of art. Like they're not. You know what
Yeah,
I mean?
they
Like,
are.
like
It's
yeah,
art.
they look beautiful. So shout out to Casey for doing that. But yeah, I mean, just real quick before we go to the ga. You know, the way that Jimmy eats space in a drop is so incredible. And when the help comes, and that was one of the things I was worried about. It's like okay, well, how does this look when Giannis is on the floor? Because when Bobby Portis comes to help, Jimmy Butler doesn't care. But when Giannis was coming to help, Jimmy was so good at turning to the side where the defense wasn't at, was able to kind of do that up and under move, was able to create contact, was able to find teammates. And that's what guys weren't hitting shots, because Highsmith, I thought, was really good defensively, but was really struggling kind of on the offensive end, hitting some shots. Hit that 1-3 that was real big time for him. But, you know, it's kind of, the spacing was a little difficult, which is why Spo went Zeller. They decided they were just going to go with kind of a guy rolling to the basket when Bam was in foul trouble. But just the whole package incredible, as Bond said.
I really love the way that Haywood played Giannis, though.
Yeah.
Like,
oh my God.
He played him very
and
well.
they need that because they're getting like bullied out there.
They needed his minutes, Christian.
Lineups.
Yes.
Well, and I'll take back what I said. I said going into the series, I said if we have to play Highsmith, the one concern I would have is like, listen, this is a young player, and you're sticking him against, you know, one of the best teams in the league, and like I just don't know how that's going to look. And listen, I am happy to be proven wrong on that because he did so well on defensive end.
Yep.
I'm really, really happy with his play. Also hit a 3. I mean, listen, that's more than you could really ask for from Highsmith in this instance.
And the other thing I'll say, and Brass, we'll go to Gaga after this. Miami rebounded Milwaukee by 1 tonight. Huge.
Wow.
I do want to say one thing real quick before we move on. You know, there's somebody I think we haven't even talked about, and he played the second most minutes tonight.
Duncan Robinson?
Duncan Robinson.
Oh, really? They needed him in that first half. I mean, he didn't have a point in the second half.
He was a huge part of why the Heat didn't just get run out of the court in the first half. Like, he had a stretch, I think, where he made, I think, all 3 of his threes in like a tight window. And that was big because the Bucks were rolling like during that time.
Yeah. I'm thinking I'm back.
Goddamn right.
Let's go! He's revived! Even Smoke can't take him down!
Oh, no.
What the hell is that?
Took your camera down.
No.
It was about that.
It was Duncan
Hey,
Wick.
listen.
Duncan Wick.
Duncan Wick.
Duncan Wick. It'll take. He dies 5 times, but he won't go down so easy. I saw Flodizi in chat said Duncan was plus 15 in his 30 minutes. Just huge. Kept them afloat when they needed it.
Yep.
I thought he was also unafraid. He was going to the basket against Lopez, and I was like, they got a foul out of it, and it wasn't on him. It was on somebody else. But he was moving when when Lowry and Love were hitting hit-ahead shots. I'm fucking going. And when he goes, that kind of forces the issue. It allows Jimmy to be a trailer, Bam to be a trailer. He was awesome. Even though he didn't score in the second half, I thought his screening, his movement, he's ultimate, consummate, doesn't show up on the box score, and did not get killed on defense, which is all you can ask for out of him.
But gee, this is what I feel like me and Bond have been saying all season. At some point, rotation be damn. You just got to start throwing bodies at people. Like, this is where we are now. Like, if Hamish can give you 5 minutes, you take those 5 minutes and you hope he just holds the water. And that's exactly what he did. Duncan gives you whatever. Gabe gives you whatever. Zeller gives you whatever. Because you're outmanned. That's number one. And you're outgunned. So those fresh bodies in the end also help Jimmy be able to score.
And, also, like, quick shout out, it was reported that Oladipo got surgery. He's going to get surgery, and he might be able to play in 6 months. So, prayers up to Oladipo. But, he was a guy that when he played, it was like, oh, man, those are fresh legs. Duncan Robinson, these are legs without miles. Because, like, we've talked all season, guys like Max, guys like Gabe, Jimmy, Bam, the wear that they've had on this season because of the injuries and the minute load and the out of position. And Duncan and Vic came in, and they looked quick and fresh. And it makes such a difference in the playoffs because everyone's worn down by the season. Pat Connaughton fell out of the Bucks rotation, came in, looked like a spring goddamn chicken. You know what I mean? All these dudes are running around, and they look fresh. So just shout out to those guys for staying ready and professional. Highsmith, too, by the way, just came out. Fucking energy all over the place. We got to get to Gaga. Brass, let's play it. We got some highlights to look at. I'm so happy to say this because we are brought to you by Miami Gaming Parties because you deserve a customized gaming experience. Miami Gaming Parties delivers private custom video game tournaments for gamers and their lucky guests. It's truly custom. You can pick the game and the package from premium or Jimmy Butler tie VIP for 8 to 16 people, and they bring it all from PS5s to trophies for the winner. You know Jimmy's probably gonna be holding a trophy. Play at home or at a venue of your choosing with free on-site consultation. Perfect for birthday parties, bachelor parties, anniversaries, corporate events, or anything you want to celebrate, like a big-ass Heat win in Jimmy Butler's big-ass 56 points. Check them out at MiamiGamingParties.com for more information. On Twitter at Gaming Parties, on Instagram at Miami_Gaming_Parties, or search Miami Gaming Parties on Facebook. Big shout out to our partners and our sponsors who are in with us for the playoffs. We love them. And they're doing it. They do a fantastic job, and we're so happy to be associated with them. Brassjazz, we got some fucking plays to look at.
Oh, I love this one.
Oh, this one, my play of the game. The steal. Jimmy knew the moment, the dunk, the reaction. I was like, don't get hurt, man. Don't get hurt.
Yeah, the way to
Don't fall on that ass.
I
that baby was
fucking
going down.
I started screaming. I banged my table so hard my palms were red. What a moment. Look at the crowd. They gave t-shirts today. Shout out to Mickey Arison. Gave the fans t-shirts.
And they
I
didn't
see too
even
many-
fucking put them on.
Right.
I see too many people wearing not
Right.
white.
They did not.
Ungrateful.
They did not understand the assignment.
You don't.
No.
Mickey gave
Not
them
at
to
all.
you. But what a play, man. Just
This is why he gives towels.
Maybe
And shortly after that, we got to play this one too, man. Oh, just
that one.
Give me it.
the balls on this dude.
Give me
oh
that.
my
The
god,
shot
look at the
he
height.
didn't hit against
running
Boston.
around my living
He hit
room
a
at that point.
three.
Yes.
He hit a three before that. This one
Yes.
was the second one.
Yep.
This was his
Yeah.
little
This-
setback.
yeah.
Like he was just his nuts were on the tape. Like oh my god.
Who
Who's
else got
that on
off
the end of the bench there? Wait, go back. Who's that on the
Slapped
very
him
end of
on the
bench that
table,
fell
yeah.
down?
For the
Flat
first
right.
three, I was running
Like
around
on
the
Step
couch.
Brothers.
Is that UD
Second,
praying?
that long two, I was
Did you
running
get
around
on
the
all
couch while
fours and start
screaming.
Who
praying?
collapsed?
I think that was
Who was
UD
that
praying.
collapsed?
Oh, man.
Oh my god, yeah, who was that? Who did it? Go back.
That's hilarious.
Same.
That has to be UD praying
Is
for
that
the
Max?
comeback victory.
Who is that?
Oh my gosh.
So-
Look at him. Look
Oh,
at
UD
him.
was the red hoodie. I have no
I
idea what that
love-
was.
And
I
I
love
love
when
it.
he starts doing this. When
Yes.
this starts happening.
Yes, because he know he's that motherfucker. Jimmy
he
knows.
he's that-
Orlando
he is
Robinson.
him. I think it was Orlando Robinson.
or
Like,
Jamal, because I know Jamal was on the bench.
Let's not play this game, Brian.
Brass.
And you
keep
know what?
guessing.
That was I'm saving you, buddy. That was during a time in the game where the shot making was incredible because it was back and forth. Drew hit a big one.
Yeah.
Middleton hit another one.
Chris hit some. Yeah.
Yeah.
So and that was really like, okay, guys, we need some defense, and they kind of started forcing turnovers, and they were Miami. Shout out to Miami for pressing and being aggressive, and I think their defense has looked the best when their ball denial has been at their most active, and when they are pressing against the Bucks,
Oh,
I think all those guys are shaky to
What's happening?
above that to like
this new
slightly.
meme.
What?
I'm sorry, have you seen somebody got a video of Pat Riley right after Jimmy hits that long two?
No,
and he's
drop
just
it.
staring up and smiling in the same way as the Coach Tony memes that I haven't
Send me that
had.
clip. Send me that clip.
Send it
Yeah,
in
I
our
just
chat. so we can
retweeted
post
it.
it.
Look at that.
Send it.
Oh my god, that's amazing.
That's beautiful. Wide awake for all y'all.
It's
Awake. He's very awake
Right?
and
We
very
are all
happy.
awake. Pat
He was
is
woken
very
up.
awake.
He ain't been up. He was woken up.
Jimmy woke that ass up.
Jimmy woke that right. Oh,
Sir,
shit.
quick, come quickly.
Y'all know we up 3-1, right?
Man.
Listen,
I can't. It's,
Tiff, you and I texted today, and I said at some point in the game, I go, winner of this game wins the series.
Yep.
Like
I
if
had
Miami,
us in 6. I had us in 6 before we got going. If we get this shit out of here in
Yep.
5,
Oh my god.
Yep.
oh my God.
let's see how much the tickets
Need
are.
everyone to get a
In
shirt.
Milwaukee,
Listen,
Oh,
we
my
up
God.
3-1. This is the same team who looked like I don't know what half the season. So I
Looking
don't
awfully
care.
calculated, Tiff.
Man, listen, I don't care what nobody say. I don't care how it ends. This is the shit right here. This is what you play for. This
is
is
what it's all
why
about.
you watch the games.
Oh.
I don't fucking care about college players because I don't watch college basketball. I don't care about none of that shit. I want to
Yeah.
see this team
Yeah.
go down swinging
Yep.
or go up punching. That's what I want to see. I don't care. No,
Face
Job's
Taylor's
not-
right. Where's Kobe Bryant? Job's not finished. They got to go. Job's
we
not
got
finished.
Clark
Pat.
Kent.
Show me Pat.
Hey, let's see, Pat.
Show me Pat.
We got
Oh,
Jimmy,
my
we got
God.
Jimmy
Look at him.
firing everybody up.
Right.
Jimmy, for the
Look
pod
at him.
audience, we got Jimmy firing up.
Here we
and
go.
then- Oh, dude, that's
Oh, yeah.
that's iconic.
Oh, hell yeah.
That's iconic, dude. That's like
You know what? I'm just
He's not
gonna
even
pause it and just
blinking.
get. We're
Look
just
at
gonna
him.
let just.
Yeah, we're just
Pat,
gonna
I'm gonna give
vibe
Pat
with
the
Let
rant
him wash
music.
over-
Just,
let
everyone
him
be
wash
quiet. Let's
over
just
us.
let's give Pat the rant music.
Oh my God. He's so
wide awake.
pleased. Look at Zoe. Zoe next to him is hype. Like Zoe.
Right. Just
Yeah.
let this
Don't
wash
spit up.
over you.
that's actually pretty badass of Riley to not stand up because
Right.
he's
Yes.
in there and has seen everything, and he's just like, damn.
Act
I mean,
like
he's
you've been
probably
there.
right.
One of
That's
those
one of the
ones.
greatest performances I've ever seen.
He
in my
must be
life.
so
Man.
happy he locked him up
Amazing.
for four or five more seasons.
Worth
I
the
think.
super max. I don't
That's it.
care.
So
That's
worth
it.
it.
You don't
Yes.
trade that guy. You go down the ship with that guy, whatever it
Yep.
looks like.
Whatever
So,
he wants.
Whatever he wants.
whatever he wants. So post-game quotes are coming out. 5 Reasons just tweeted out what Kevin Love said. They asked him if they knew if Jimmy Butler had it right from the start. Jimmy was kind of walking by. Kevin goes, yeah, he wasn't passing the fucking ball.
Correct.
That's awesome.
Real
Bravo.
recognizes real.
That is so good.
That was so fun. Hey, shout out to Kevin, man. Played really well in this series. I
Yep.
thought the way
Really did.
he had great hands, forcing turnovers. We have another quote from Brady Hawk. Brady Hawk reported, said Eric Spoelstra about Haywood Highsmith tonight, outside of the obvious main performances, says it was one of the first things said after the game that all players were going up to him and said, H just works.
Yep.
Shout out.
And he
shout out
does.
to-
Amen, man.
Hey, Tip, that's your boy.
That-
I don't
That's
have
what
I don't have a clip, but I feel like we should play the imaging just out of respect.
Something.
Let's do it. Let's play the
Something.
imaging out of respect. You know, the garage may have closed, but the locksmith.
The locksmith.
But-
Hamish.
Always
Remains open.
Oh my gosh.
Jimmy Butler, Brady Hawk just tweeted out. Jimmy Butler said, "Job's not done."
Nope.
Love that man.
Fucking
God damn,
iconic.
I love that man.
Go
I
get
love
that.
that.
Go get one more. Go get
You know-
one more.
I was worried that if they didn't pull this out, that after a performance like this, you get emotionally like, "Fuck, that was everything we had."
Yeah.
When you win a game like this,
Yep.
you go in, and now those other guys in the locker room, looking at 13, looking at all these other guys, are like, "Hey, we got to step up for what that guy just inspired." Right?
Yeah.
And we got to step up, Brian, and bring it to the level that he did. And I think that's what Game 5 is going to be all about.
It's Heat in 5. It's Heat in 5. There's no Milwaukee coming back from a 3-1 deficit. They don't have anyone better than Jimmy Butler to pull off this comeback. This is done. This series is
Over.
officially over. Let's move on to the next round, and if we play the Knicks,
Oh, man.
Oh, buddy. Let's not look ahead. Let's not look ahead.
It's hard not to right now.
That's
and
right.
Right. It's hard.
The Knicks still
No.
playoffs ever,
need
man.
to not blow a 3-1 lead. All right.
Let's not look
As
ahead.
do we.
We're not looking ahead, but I'm
Everybody stay
looking.
in a moment.
Listen, we're not looking ahead, but I am looking to the side because
Mm-hmm.
it's right there. It's
y'all ready to go to the
right.
arena?
It's right there.
Y'all want to get some credentials?
Although Stephen A. Smith said there's possums in there, so I don't.
Well, no, he's right. Listen, that
Oh,
is the
no,
most
no.
accurate
It's-
reporting he's ever said. Rats and possums are definitely all up in those walls.
They're
It's
lurking.
dusty as hell. It's dusty as hell in there.
Place is a dump, absolute dump.
but ask if Brass and I will be there if we need to be there.
If we need to be there, we will be there.
We will be there.
Count on
Guys,
us.
Oh my gosh.
Well, you know what? I want to talk a couple moments in this game. So early, Jimmy dominates the first quarter after I tweeted out Jimmy looks limited, and he immediately posterized Giannis, which feels like forever ago, by the way.
When did you tweet that? Why did
right?
At what point did he feel?
But he did look a little stiff in the beginning.
He looked like he wasn't going to the rim, and that's when I think he had missed the 2 free throws, and I go, oh, he's just not getting lift from his lower body, and that was my thing. I was like, oh, he just looked a little passive, and he wasn't getting lift, and I was like, oh, this doesn't look so good.
That didn't last long.
No, because then I tweeted that, and he posterized Giannis, and from then on he scored. We haven't even talked about the fact that he scored 20 straight. John Morant did that the other night, and everyone was like, oh my God, John Morant, he is him. We are a witness. And Jimmy Butler did it in a game that mattered, not in garbage time. Did it to keep them alive, and it eventually won the game. And you could, I mean, shout out to Reggie Miller and Kevin Harlan, who were absolutely phenomenal if you watch the TNT broadcast. I mean, they were performers of the year for Kevin Harlan. But Reggie kept talking about how tired Jimmy looked. I mean, Jimmy was taking so much time on the floor. Every time he took a free throw, he was huffing and puffing. I mean, the effort in the first quarter, he scored 20 straight points. It single-handedly, Christian, kept them alive.
Sorry, G. Go to somebody else. I'm busy.
Brass, he kept them alive. 20 straight fucking points, man.
He did. We needed that. We desperately needed that because, again, we started off, the rest of the team was looking a little slow, a little groggy. I don't know what that was about. But, listen, this game, and the Bucks were shooting. Man, they were hitting everything early on. I was a little terrified. Giannis was looking sharp, and they were hitting everything from outside.
Defense.
And I'm like, fuck. And then Brooke is going off. I'm like, this is not great. I tweeted. I said to you guys, I'm like, not great, but listen, because of Jimmy, because of his giant testicles, we were able to withhold them. And I think the biggest lead, I'm pretty sure they got all night was about 15.
13.
Was it 13?
13. Yeah.
13.
Man, in a game like this, there were moments of this game where it felt like we should be down by 20 easily. It really did feel that way because there were some wild calls. Yeah. Like that whistle was also not kind tonight. I'm not a whistle bitcher, but like that. But there was, it felt like it was frustrating at moments, but it didn't really matter because Jimmy, he kept us in, and we didn't have that quit, and we were able to withstand anything that they would really throw at us. But at the end, holy God, man, I can't get over that. I gotta. As soon as this is over, I'm rewatching that shit.
Oh, dude, it's fucking hook it straight into my veins. But we can't rewatch. We got some plays to break down. We have a basketball savant, one of the smartest in the game, here to break it down. It's been a minute, and what a time for the return of Bond's breakdown.
Oh, let's go.
Oh, hold up. Let me break it down so it can forever and consistently be broke.
So
it's been a minute, Bond.
It has been a while.
That made me feel a certain way. It was like hearing Moose drip drop the other night. I was like, "Whoo!"
Yeah, no, that was a good one. No,
it's like seeing an old friend. It's nice. It's nice.
You ready?
Yep. So I have a handful here. 2 defense, 3 offense, and we touched on Duncan a bit, and he did give them, that burst in the beginning, but I thought that there was space to get him more involved in the second half. But let's go ahead, Brass. First, like I said, I just some defense. Ready when you are. So here we're just kind of pause. We're just in like semi-transition or whatever. Bring it back from the beginning a little, or if you can. And no one's deep enough. Norfolk State shorts stand up. Listen, Tony, I've been petitioning to get them shorts removed for seasons. It's fine. So we're in semi-transition, and I think Miami was daring Giannis to make this pass all night. Go ahead, and he does, and this was the first time he made it. Brooke is just streaking down the floor. He just gets behind everybody, and I think that they think that like that little gap, like that little pressure is enough to deter that pass, and that it isn't. Giannis is huge. Brooke is huge. They're seeing over top like. That's a daring pass. He made it. He made it a couple times tonight. Go ahead. They go into their zone. Pause. So 13 has to do a little bit more for me here. And it's going to look like Milwaukee's just doing a bunch of back and forth passing at the top, but it's enough that it's shifting the wings enough that they end up with this open corner. So go ahead. Giannis starts high over there. He's going to like sink down. Pause. I think Bam has to come up some and do something with Chris. I know he's trying to hang back to help with Giannis down there, but if you play it from the beginning, if him not coming up here and doing something with Chris makes Hamish come do something with Chris, and now it's swung back. Now he's rotated. Now Caleb has to step over. Now Kyle steps up. Now he gets to this corner. I think that there just were areas of vulnerability defensively that we got to kind of tighten up a little bit. And then some of the offense, I think they tried some nice things, but they were trying things like too close to the basket. They didn't generate enough space to be able to do some of what it is I thought they were trying to do with like some back looks for Bam. You got it, Bress?
Yep.
Oh, go ahead. I'm sorry.
It's okay. So,
pause. So we get in here to Jimmy. Gabe stumbles a little bit. Bam is going to try to like circle around for this back door, but it's just not enough space. Brooke is able to stay where he is, play that, and play the drop. Go ahead. Like I said, Gabe stumbles, and then and then now it's and then we get a foul. No need to run that back. It just just some stagnancy in places. So you have Duncan in, and you guys let me know kind of what you think here too. So Bam has all this space, right? But you use Bam in the space that they give him on the drop with Duncan's gravity, you get something. So go ahead, they move it to the left side. Pause. Gabe's going to take the shot. I don't necessarily have a problem with it. He has, I think, real estate in the free throw line. But I was just you have Duncan on the floor, but you don't engage him. And this is in the second quarter. And I just thought that there was kind of space to go ahead. And I think you minimize the effect of the space that Bam gets in the drop by flattening him out. You bringing him to Brooke, you take the space away. So now that there's nothing for no slingshot effect. And then last one, I think that they could have brought Duncan either off of this off of this elevator screen, or kind of off, kind of a double. Go ahead. Little slip, Jimmy pops up, pause. So he's gonna go. I feel like this is perfect elevator setup. If he just comes between the two of them, close that's a good look. He doesn't. Go ahead. And I'm not sure what the rest of this was, but just looking for places. And if he keeps going, he takes himself out the cut, and then we get some Jimmy Hamish 2-man. This is a shot that Hamish is going to have to get more comfortable taking. And then you can bring me out. I thought there were good looks, a lot of good looks. But always stuff that we can work on. And if you're gonna have Duncan and Bam, maximize the two of whatever leverage you have with them. Don't just put them in the corner and not engage them.
Because did you notice? I think I said it in the chat. That second half, the Bucks did a great job keeping the ball out of Duncan's hands. They kept the ball out of Duncan's hands. They kept the ball out of Max's hands. They did a really good job at keeping the ball away from them. And even with that being said, we still won.
Let me say,
so 40% from three still. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Their shooting has been, but they're getting good shots in rhythm. They're getting shots off of penetration. They're getting shots off of ball movement. They're not forcing the issue I think during the regular season that they did. I think in the first half, I think we saw they were forcing it a bit. I think when this team has their back against the wall and things go bad, I think their kind of anti-reaction is to try to jack up some threes. And really what has worked is, hey, Jimmy, cook. Get to the lane, get some free throws. And that's kind of what flipped. And then Duncan gets his threes kind of in rhythm off handoffs. I think that for game 5, I think we have to see a little bit more of that. The rotations were weird tonight because Spo went a lineup with no Jimmy, no Bam. It was Duncan, Zeller, Lowry, Caleb, and Gabe. And there was no Jimmy, no Bam, and Giannis and Drew and Lopez were on the floor for Milwaukee. They survived. The game did not get away from them, which I cannot stress how important that was, that they never let the game get out of hand like they did in game 2. In game 2, once the Bucks got rolling, they fucking flew. Milwaukee, so good in transition. Miami really crashed the boards hard. Everybody, all their role players. Caleb had 9 rebounds again. That was big time. Gang rebounding. Duncan had a few because they're all crashing the paint, and he's the one finishing. Guys box out. Kyle, the same way. And want to say a couple things about Kyle. The rebound and push is so big for them because they want to get Milwaukee in cross matchups.
Yep.
I think obviously Jimmy has torched Brook Lopez. I think ideally you don't want that matchup. You want Jimmy on Drew Holiday because Jimmy, for some reason, has been cooking this man. Like, it's insane that he's absolutely Bond. He's torching one of the best defenders in the league. The guy that all the players say that's the best defender. Jimmy Butler is. So Kyle was screening, and they're like, "I want Drew Holiday."
He's torching Drew. He's going at Chris.
Middleton. Middleton's been food.
He's frying that whole team.
Efficiently. Like, these are air fries. This ain't all the extra greasy. Ain't no sloppy. These are like efficient. Get this shit done.
Cooking like fish grease. Like he's lighting every defender up that comes his way.
I'm gonna throw a quick little shout to my dude. Shot poorly, but Gabe had 8 assists in 29 minutes. Like, things. That was all.
They need contributions from everywhere on the court.
Yep.
And they have to survive kind of those non-Jimmy and when Bam struggles those minutes. A couple notes. So Jay Crowder coaches DMP. I love that Jimmy rendered him pretty useless. I mean, the guy that Milwaukee traded 4 second-round picks for cannot see the floor in a must-win game for them. They traded a lot for him, and he could not see the floor. He has not been good this series, and on defense, where you kind of count on him, Jimmy Butler has absolutely cooked him. I thought Jimmy went at Bobby Portis a lot tonight too, and honestly, it's a little harder because now it's not Bobby we know Lopez or Bobby no Giannis. I thought Coach Bud did a good job of kind of keeping Bobby with one of those guys at all times because Miami really cooked them. The other guy, the other guy was Pat Connaughton, who I thought Miami did a great job of attacking. He was minus 11 for the Bucks that night. Only played 24 minutes. They just went at him a ton, and I think that Butler in particular is so good. I'm sorry, Connaughton played 20 minutes. He's so good at attacking the weak link, and he makes it so that you cannot keep bad defenders on the floor, whether it's Peyton Pritchard. He even makes guys like Drew Holiday and Derek White, who are good defenders, look like, at times like not good defenders. So just that part to me is amazing, Brian.
He was second entering this game in terms of 3-pointers made for the postseason at 4.5. First, obviously, Steph, but he was ahead of Klay Thompson entering this game. Him having a poor shooting night definitely helped Miami tremendously. I mean, the Bucks overall shot 32.5% from 3, 13 out of 40 overall. That to me, like, they were able to stop Milwaukee from getting hot from 3. There were a couple of looks that he did have at some points where he just missed wide open, but you can tell he was out of rhythm. And like you were mentioning, like, Miami definitely put pressure on him so that he wouldn't get those clean looks like he was getting the last 2 games. And I think if Miami can stop him, that's one less shooter that especially is on the floor. And Middleton was in foul trouble. Drew didn't have a good shooting night. He was chucking a shit ton of shots, though. That helped Miami on and we were able to clean the glass on most of them, which was even better. I think to me, that was also like huge. Like, Milwaukee shoots 43s a game. That's going to be a given fact. Mm-hmm. It's can Miami get the stop and the rebound so that they can basically switch possessions. And I think Miami did a tremendous job. Sure, Milwaukee scored 114. Most of their points were in the paint. They were at the free throw line pretty well too. They shot 17 and 20. So like, Milwaukee did a lot of good things. The 3-ball didn't fall for them, and that was the difference in this game. On top of Jimmy Butler going nuclear.
But if you went into this game saying that, hearing that Brook Lopez is going to have 36, Giannis is going to have a 26-point triple double, and Bucks still hit 13 threes. If you said that, what are the chances you would have been like, oh yeah, the Heat are winning that?
Brass, I'll raise you, and I'll also tell you that Bam goes 6 for 16.
Right. Yeah.
Right.
Yep.
Your second leading scorer had 15 points on the Heat.
and they had 20 turnovers on the night. So
Yeah.
the fact that they won this game, they were down by as many as 15.
Who had 20 turnovers? Did he?
ESPN
We did.
Stats and Info tweeted out a cool stat.
15. We had 20 personal fouls.
Yeah, we had 20 personal fouls. Yeah.
Oh, 20
15
fouls?
turnovers.
Well, 15
yeah,
turnovers.
yeah.
Excuse me.
15.
I read
Yeah,
that.
both teams had 20 fouls. We only had one more turnover than Bucks. We had 15. Bucks had 14.
Oh, you got a
ESPN
stat? You got a stat here?
I got a
Gene?
stat
I
here,
can
yeah.
play some imaging for that.
Oh, let's go. We love imaging.
Why not?
Let's go. Love it. That's some of my
That's one of
favorite.
the
Yeah,
best ones.
Christian, we love it, dude. Jimmy Butler had 56 points in a 15-point comeback win against the Bucks. This is the most points in a 15-point comeback playoff win since Michael Jordan in Game 3 in 1992 against the Heat. Jordan also had 56 points. Legit Michael Jordan shit that he's
That's
doing.
his son. That is his father.
That's his
Yes,
son.
I believe it.
The face splits. It's confirmed.
You know the meme, and it's like, you know, the calendar, and it's like, this guy doesn't care about basketball, ramping up. Holy shit, the
Yes.
second coming of MJ. It's so true, bro. It's so
It's
true.
literally Jimmy.
Yep.
What Jimmy does is unreal. I mean, again, just Jordan shit. I mean, anytime you compare Jimmy to Jordan, anybody to Jordan, like it's crazy. And I opened the show with, they've had generational talent after generational talent. How many times have we said the Heat have had a once in a lifetime trial? Christian, you're smiling. It's true. How many times have we said this? With Dwayne, with LeBron, Shaq, Alonzo, Justice, Jimmy, time and time again, we've said it, and it just keeps being true.
You just slide Justice in there.
You slid Justice in there. You hold
We
on.
all heard
You
that,
put-
right?
you
I'm
put
shocked
that
you didn't
down.
slide Kyle in there.
Right, like
I almost
Like-
let it go.
it was
I
like
could-
Hall of
go ahead.
Famer, Hall of Famer, Hall of Famer.
Huh?
You want to know
Yes,
what?
sir. Career's not
I've
done.
done this before, but I did it with Dion on Twitter once. I did.
Your
it with
camera's
Dion.
like, gee, stop.
Do you guys know what the line is for Wednesday?
8 and 5.
Bucks minus 11 and a half.
That's
What?
crazy.
Wow.
Minus
Okay.
11 and
It
a
is
half.
an elimination game.
I will say this: the Heat are one of the worst teams against the spread in the history of basketball. This is good. This is a positive, bro. They've Frankie and I, we've been monitoring that in the pregame. They suck against the spread.
Oh, that's easy bet money right now.
That's crazy. Really, minus 11.
Minus 11 and a half.
That's. I mean,
You sure? You sure it's not Milwaukee?
Milwaukee's gonna put up a fight. I mean, Milwaukee's
yeah.
gonna
No. Yeah. No. Milwaukee is an 11 and a half point favorite.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
I thought you said
Yeah.
Miami was.
No,
I'm like, that
God,
doesn't
no,
make
no.
No, that's
No.
wild though. Because what were they tonight?
I think they were
8 and a half, I think.
I think it was
Or 7 and a
8
half.
and a half.
Oh, it was 8.5.
Because they
Okay, I thought it was less than that.
Yes, though, because they should come out and try to be dominated.
Right.
It is a closeout. It
Right.
is them at home. They should be favored.
Right. What they thought they
Yeah,
was gonna
but-
walk out and wave the towel?
Sure.
Like
Listen, it's gonna be a tight game, but like Vegas needs to look at this Jimmy dude as something different.
They're gonna
And
be
that
like,
Vegas
is,
is not
do
used
it
to
can
that
he
again.
kind
do
of
it?
player.
That's what it is. Yeah, exactly. Can he do it again?
yep.
Has he
Is
That's
got
that
why
even
Vegas
against
doesn't have a
them
fucking
thing?
basketball team.
Honestly, let's hope he don't have to do it
We
again.
don't have to do
That's
it again.
true.
Let's
That's true.
just hope we just slip in there and all of a sudden our whites go crazy
Listen,
and everybody else get in where they fit in. Let's just hope. Listen,
No context hangover time is gonna go nuts on this show.
but seriously, you know that's the whole thing. They're saying that Jimmy probably can't do it. Let's just hope he doesn't have to.
Jimmy's
He's been
games
doing it
in
all
the-
series.
So Jimmy's had
Correct.
Except for game 2 had some
Right.
some
What's
misses.
his averages now? He must be like
He still
tied for
scored, I think.
first.
So he had
30 points
35
in
in
that
game
game.
1. He had 30 in game. He
30
had
in
25 in
2.
game 2, 30 in game 3,
please.
and 50 fucking 6 tonight. Unreal, like unreal. And then, guys, I want to one more thing. I cannot stress how every year we say he can't possibly get any better.
You say
And-
that.
I say that.
Because you think he's going to be unhealthy or like.
Or I mean, at some point, I mean, he got here. He wasn't exactly. He's 33 years old.
His game's so classic. His
With
game's
Tibbs
so
miles.
Yes. But Jimmy has graduated to the old man game.
I mean, that's what I was gonna say. He could do this shit.
Yes.
Like it's 5 more years.
He's playing
Again, his efficiency is off the charts.
Jimmy's not coming.
For a while, sorry, he used to he'd have to drive. He'd have to drive, get fouled. You did not really trust him from 3. I mean, and his long-range jumper tonight is like wet as shit. Like, it's unbelievable. He's just hitting everything, and he's just so calm. I don't know how all that coffee he drinks. I'm jittery as fuck after that. How does he stay so calm? I've had that big face coffee. That's no joke.
It's good. Have you had the bergamot one? And let me tell you something. I saw him play basketball today. I'm still not sure if he's better at coffee or basketball because that coffee's fucking good.
Delicious.
Well, tonight he's better at basketball.
Have you had the bergamot banana coffee?
I don't know which one I had. I got it from Brass. I don't know which one.
Oh, the ice cream? Brass, you know the ice cream.
So good.
What can't this man do?
He can do it all.
We don't want to know.
But we got a guest here.
I think it's time we go live on the floor.
Yes, sir.
Ethan J. Skolnick, recently unverified on Twitter. Set the scene for us.
It's not me. It's like when my daughter comes up to me and asks if I'm really her father and asks to see my tattoos on my arms with the names on them.
Ethan, set the scene for us because tonight was, we've seen Dwayne, LeBron, Shaq, all these greats, and tonight felt a little extra special.
I was in Dallas with Dwayne. I was in Boston with LeBron. I don't think that this matches those two for the stakes because if LeBron doesn't do what he does in Boston Game 6, 2012, Chris Bosh is traded, Eric Spoelstra is fired, and the Big Three team never wins the championship. And then Dwayne obviously is never Dwayne. That team doesn't win a title without what Dwayne did game after game after game. But I think this is the best single game performance I've ever seen by a player on the Miami Heat. Not the stakes, but the circumstances of what his team looked like. I don't think anybody's done more with less. I think when you look at Bron in Boston, he still had Dwayne Wade on the floor.
Yep.
He still had Chris Bosh, even though Chris was not himself at that point because he came back during that series. And you look at Dwayne in Dallas, I mean, Avery Johnson was still quadruple teaming Shaquille O'Neal for whatever reason. I still don't understand. This was unbelievable. I mean, there literally was nowhere else for him to go. And, I mean, he had 43 points in the first and fourth quarters alone.
Jesus Christ.
I don't even know what to do with that. He was making step-back threes in transition. I don't know. I mean, without words. I mean, talking to players in the locker room, I said to Caleb Martin, I said, people don't think he's a top 5 player in the playoffs. He's like top 5. He ain't 2 through 5.
Max, I love him.
Max Strus called him the best player in the world and said he was different tonight, too. He said he talked a little more at the end than he typically does. He says he's never seen him quite like that. I mean, look, we saw him obviously go toe-to-toe with LeBron, and that was remarkable. But today, I mean, Giannis was on the other side, and this was not – I mean, I thought Giannis would be more compromised than he was. He was not.
He looked good.
He had a good game.
Yeah, I mean, he played pretty damn well. You had Giannis on the other side. You still had Holiday. You had Middleton. You had Lopez playing at a high level. And you were literally out there by yourself. I mean, let's just be honest here. He came back in the game, and they were down 11, right? Or 9 or 11. He outscored Milwaukee 22-16 in that run. I was talking to Caleb about it. I'm like, did you realize, like, how you flipped that? He's like, he's like, all of a sudden I looked up, we were up 7. I don't know how the hell that happened. Well, he's like, well, Jimmy happened. I don't even know how to put in any perspective. I mean, and the thing is, it's like, this is such a weird position now because they're up 3-1. They hate being favorites. Jimmy is like the worst front runner in the world. they love being in the position of nobody buying into them. Like, that's Jimmy's whole thing. That's Spo's whole thing. I think Spo's had a really difficult year for a whole bunch of reasons. He's enjoying the hell out of this right now, because nobody expects anything from them, and he loves it. Like, it's like literally like Spo is the guy. Jimmy's the guy. Like, if you were playing Madden, he would put it on like Hall of Fame level all the time, just to make it as hard as possible on themselves to see if they could dig their way out of it. It's a Houdini act that they're pulling, and I don't know as I'm watching it, like, if I should feel that like Jimmy's kind of gotten the organization off the hook for what they haven't done right over
100%.
the past few months, or if it's actually made it worse, because I'm looking at it and I'm like, why didn't you get this man some damn help?
It's definitely worse.
Right? It's a tough question, actually. It really is. But it's like, how do you not give him the best possible chance to win a championship? How do you not pay the tax? I think these are questions. We'll see if they get through this series, but I don't think this exonerates the organization. I just think this is Jimmy being unbelievably great.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. How was Spo about it? Because again, Spo's been on the sideline for so many great performances. What was his reaction post game to what Jimmy did tonight?
I mean, I think he's overwhelmed by it to a certain extent. I think the thing about it with Jimmy is that, unlike LeBron, who was just overwhelming in all ways, right? Jimmy is not. He's really not. And Dwayne, I mean, 2006 Dwayne was an overwhelming athlete. Like, that's, I mean, we think about him later in career and how he kind of he got developed the old man game and the tricks and all that stuff. But he was dunking on Varejao. He was dunking on everybody. This is a whole different thing. This is a guy who's beating you with angles and will. Like, that's basically what he's doing. Like, he shouldn't be doing this to anybody. He's not an elite athlete for an NBA player. He doesn't have elite size. He doesn't have elite speed. He once said that his great skill is his work ethic, and it is, but it's also this thing that, like, he's an MFer basically. Like, that's it. Like, he doesn't believe anybody can guard him. He's the only guy in the league that when Drew Holiday is guarding him on a post-up situation, he goes at him instead of kicking the ball out. Like, I've watched elite players in the league, when they got Drew on him, like, ball's gone. Okay, and I don't know what the hell Bud was doing tonight, but he's going to get torched in Milwaukee. Because where were the doubles? Why are they going under on every single screen, even when Jimmy had a rhythm going? Brooke was asked some of those questions. Giannis is in there right now. Alex is jumping
holding him accountable. I hope.
Well, he always does. That's why I thought I could join you guys, because I knew that I don't hold.
No, he got it. Yeah, he got it.
Ethan, did you ever in a million years think that Jimmy would be this efficient? Like, we knew that Jimmy, he's got that dog in him, whatever you want to say, but like, just the efficiency is through the roof right now.
He shot 62% in the regular season after the All-Star break. He's now shooting, I believe, 63% in the postseason. We marveled at LeBron shooting 55% for 54.5% for an entire season in 12-13, which I still believe is the greatest non-Jordan regular season in NBA history. Honestly, what we saw in 12-13, and it clearly was LeBron's best season, no matter what anybody wants to say about Cleveland or anywhere else. I mean, Jimmy's exceeding that from an efficiency standpoint right now, and it's not just by like bullying guys the way that LeBron could. It's just he's absolutely getting to every. He has mastered the angles of the court. He just has. I mean, I asked him about his efficiency before the playoffs, and he gave a lot of credit to Chris Brickley and to others. And he also said, I said, well, where did you kind of learn this? And he said, when he came into the NBA, remember, he was the 30th overall pick. I mean, he picked Norris Cole over him, right? He was a 30th overall pick. He came in, he didn't start a game as a rookie. He didn't start a single game that season. And he said when he came into the league, he had to value shots because his job was to pass to the better shooters on the team, okay, or the better scorers on the team, which at the time was Rose and Deng and some of the others that they had. And he places a certain value on shots, but it's not like that year LeBron, like, if you guys remember, like, LeBron and Dwayne had a contest to see who could shoot 50% more games. And LeBron would literally, like, look at the basket, and it wasn't a good enough shot for him. And so it would be, like, a great shot for him, but he wouldn't take it because he was looking for a better shot because he was actively thinking about his field goal percentage while he was playing. He told me that later. Jimmy doesn't do that. He's just scoring every single time he shoots the ball. It's just, I don't know, it's just a weird level that he's gotten to at this stage of his career, at his age, too, at 33 years old.
That's what I was saying just now.
It's crazy. And look, he's never going to play more than 60 regular season games again. But I'm going to have to be accountable for some of the criticism I levied at the Heat for his minutes during the season, for taking off some of the back-to-backs, because clearly it worked. Clearly, whatever they did this season to get him ready for now, it worked. And he's just, again, he's playing at a higher level than pretty much anybody in the postseason. I mean, people are saying Devin Booker's the best player in the postseason. I'm sorry, I'm taking Jimmy Butler over Devin Booker right now.
Easy.
I mean, I mean, I might take Justice Winslow over him, but that's what
I'm saying. What a life!
Damn it,
Ethan. Two things, and then we'll let you go because I know it's late out there. One, have you apologized to Kyle Lowry yet? Because he was big time in that fourth quarter.
He was.
It's early.
He was. I know that I have to do that. I need the sage in the locker room when I come in. There are two things I need: sage.
I got the Dragon Blood sage if you need. I got
that shit works so good.
And I need to apologize to Kyle. I will say this. I gotta apologize to Alf because the whole Kyle Gabe thing play out in my favor.
Alf's looking for gas. I don't know if you know this. He went to Atlanta to look for gas.
Did you really?
Yeah, he couldn't find gas, so he's left the state.
Well, of course they ran out of gas. So you've been gassing up Kyle all year, G.
Well, G, apparently I'm gaslighting people on my timeline, according to some. So that's he's looking for gas, and I'm gaslighting people. That's what I've been saying.
Last thing, Ethan.
Yes, not G. How are you?
Choppy Baby says Ethan reserved a spot in New York before the game even tipped off. We're lucky it turned out this way. What's going on? What's going on here, Ethan? What are you doing?
He's ready for the second round, G, just like we are.
The possums in the wall already got the tickets.
You have the guts. No, he has the guts.
I am not. I'm not reserving a spot in Cleveland. I'll tell you that.
Smart.
It had to be one of the. Kevin Love keeps looking at me like, "Do I know you from somewhere?"
Because so funny.
Oh, I didn't even think about that.
That's hilarious.
So yeah, he snapped at me in his first press conference here, and I'm like, wait a second, that was 9 years ago. He can't possibly remember that I was bitching the whole year about being up in Cleveland. So I don't think so. But look, I'm not saying. Look, I picked the Bucks in 5. Okay, so I mean, I'm the last person here to guarantee everything when it comes to the Heat. I just wouldn't bet against this guy right now. That's all. I think we've entered a different space here, where it's hard for me to imagine him letting them lose. Now, he can let them lose 1, but is he going to let them lose 3?
Right.
No.
That I don't know.
Yeah, I don't see that happening.
Well, Leif said it when you were breaking down all the on 5 on the floor, when you're breaking down all the 1 and 8 matches over time, and you're like, well, this doesn't really compare to any of those. But the one X factor was none of those 8 seeds had anyone near the talent of Jimmy Butler.
Yes. No, that's true. And I think when you look at those seeds too, there are some things that repeat. So you had, Philadelphia beat Chicago. Rose was hurt. We saw Giannis get hurt in this series. There's a little of that. But also, I there's a little of that 99 Knicks thing here. And I know people may not want to mention it, but with the Heat, but that team was better than an 8 seed.
Yes.
That Knicks team. Now, some of it was that was a 50-game season, and so the Heat only were 6 games better than the Knicks that year. But that was, they had Sprewell, you had Houston, you had Camby, you had really good players on that team. Mm-hmm. None of the teams that the Heat beat in the first round during the Big 3 era had a Jimmy Butler. That's true. Milwaukee, what was it? Monte Ellis and Brandon Jennings. Philadelphia had Iguodala, Lou Williams, etc. Mm-hmm. None of those teams, and Charlotte had a hobbled Al Jefferson and Cody Zeller. Literally, they had Cody Zeller.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
So it's not quite the same thing as having a guy like Jimmy Butler on the other side. And look, this is why Boston didn't want to see Miami. They wanted to see Atlanta. It's purely Jimmy. It's Jimmy and Spo. That's why they didn't want to see this thing.
And that's what they're all saying. Ethan, thank you so much for your wonderful insight. But make sure to listen to 5 on the floor.
Thanks, Ethan.
And all the offerings over at 5 Reasons. Ethan, have a great night. Thank you so much.
Thank you much, guys.
That was Live on the Floor, holding people accountable for trying to jinx us. Guys, what an evening. What a day. I need a cigarette.
I don't think I'm going to be able to sleep, honestly.
No, that's what I was going to say. You have to. You have to actively calm down. You have to actively lower your cortisol levels.
Nope. I gotta watch.
Or you just spike them hoes right back up and go rewind. that one. Jeez.
That's what I got to do after this. I got to watch the game, but the Bally broadcast, I got to see what Eric Reed was saying. And I got the Kevin Harlan. Now I get the Eric Reed.
Kevin Harlan, man, he is so fucking good at his
He's
job.
so fun.
I just gotta say. Like,
Oh, dude, he's
so
the goat.
fun.
You know what I'm not looking forward to is this 9:30 fucking start.
I agree with you,
Yeah.
Brad. How are we
Adam
gonna
Silver,
see for that?
disrespectful.
How are we gonna see for that one?
I'm gonna go buy some big face coffee and we'll be just fine.
Motherfucker, man. What kind of shit is that?
Fuck disrespect.
Who wants to watch a Lakers when you have Heat Bucks, man?
Damn right.
The Grizzlies
Right.
are frauds. I fucking hate them.
Yeah, are they losing again?
Yeah, they're
It's
fucking losing.
54-52 halftime. Lakers up 2.
They suck ass, bro.
Listen, don't do stupid dances when you have nothing to fucking show for it. All right, that's a moral of the story. Stupid asses. Here, let's watch this. We didn't even play this earlier.
What is
What
this?
is this?
Oh, this is early.
Oh, this is the first quarter.
Oh yeah, I love this.
Alright.
I love how Ethan was talking so much about how Jimmy's.
That's when I tweeted Jimmy looks limited right before that play happened.
Wow.
I swear to
Look at
God.
this.
Limited edition.
Hold on, wait.
Like,
Limit this.
Look, Brash, run that back. Look at Giannis following Love and then the oh fuck. Like Love is gonna come screen, right? That's Giannis's man. And then
Empty
he's gonna
side,
flare the
two-man.
corner. Giannis, oh fuck.
oh damn. Yeah.
Got him.
See?
Got him.
It's eating 5, you bitches.